I am infertile and my girlfriend came up to me and told me she is pregnant. I, 26M, girlfriend, 24F. Backstory: after graduating from college, I was involved in a car accident that prevented me from having children. None of my family members are aware of this. They know about the accident, but not about this. I've always wanted to be childless, so it didn't bother me much mentally. I completed my master's degree last year and have never dated before. I was able to obtain a very high-paying job directly through campus placements. My parents immediately wanted me to marry after I got a job, but I wanted to work on myself and explore a little. They said no, so I said it was my wish. I've always done what they wanted, and for the first time, I spoke out against them. They weren't happy. This was last year, and they gave up once COVID began. So, I downloaded some dating apps and tried them, but I had no luck. Then my parents introduced me to a family friend's daughter, and we kind of clicked. Looking back, I was foolish. She agreed to anything I said and never complained about anything. I felt weird about it. I wanted her to express her interests, but she just said she was interested in whatever I did. Well, I didn't think much about it. I told her that I wouldn't have children ever, and she surprisingly agreed. I thought, damn, she's probably the one. As it is very difficult to find a child-free partner in my country, or so I thought, but we were in the early stages and I had not told about my accident. Long story short, we had sex a month ago, and I used condoms for safety. The next day, she started ghosting me. I assumed it was due to my performance in bed and would want to give her some space. Then she texted infrequently, responding only with OKs, KS, and one-line answers. I assumed she wanted to end the relationship and was sad but left it at that. Yesterday, her entire family came to my house, and she claims she is pregnant and the father is me. Needless to say, I freaked out and wanted to collapse to the ground. I didn't say anything while they were discussing marriage and other important matters because I had gotten her pregnant. Reddit, please advise me on what to do right now. Update. Let me begin by expressing my gratitude to all of the Redditors who have read this and taken the time to offer me advice. I was shocked by the number of comments, especially how many of you said it might not even be my child. Looking at it from a different perspective gave me a much better understanding of the situation. I contacted my boss and took the day off. I called a few clinics to get tested and was given a slot on Friday afternoon. Then I went to the store and bought some pregnancy tests, asking only her to come to my house tomorrow, that is, this morning. I called my parents and before I said anything, my mom asked me if I had any good news. I was shocked by what she said and asked what she was talking about. She then played dumb, and I realized the situation was even worse than I had imagined. I ended the call and cried all night until 3 a.m., a grown man crying for the first time since 8th grade. Even though I told my girlfriend to come alone, she came this morning with her parents. They were under the impression that I would be discussing engagement plans with them. They threw a fit after I told them to wait outside and called her in. I told them they could all go back or let her come in alone, and they agreed. I took out the pregnancy tests and gave them to her, telling her that she needed to prove she was pregnant and showing her where the bathroom was. She began screaming at me, which had never happened before, so I was shocked. Then she went out the door and called her parents in. Everyone is screaming at me in my own house because I asked her to prove the pregnancy, not a DNA test. I told them all to fuck off, and an hour later, my parents and everyone else showed up at my house and spilled the truth. She was never actually pregnant, as many Redditors said. My parents were worried that I was getting old for marriage and wanted me to marry and have grandchildren. They claimed that since parents only want the best for their children, there is no need for individuals in arranged marriages to genuinely get to know each other. They had planned everything and were just waiting for me to have sex with her before doing it. I broke down and cried again. My entire life, I did exactly what my parents wanted, always scored high, and never asked for anything. I told them to leave and never talk to me again in between crying, and they said that parents know what is best for their children, and I should do as they say. Then I became very angry and told them to F themselves in my native language, which was very bad. For once, I believe they understood I was serious with them, and they all left. I blocked them all before telling my parents to never contact me again in my life, even if one of them is dying. I cried some more, watched some dog videos, and went through all of my Reddit messages, and I feel like I owe you this update because you helped me do it. That is all, and I wish you a wonderful day.